turbo. Richard. Jim Clark's beautiful Lotus 25. And I nearly fall over. Yeah. Exciting looking code. That was all to come. Now.
Hang on a minute. Does that mean Howard and Adrian aren't coming on then?
No. Haven't got time. We actually begin with the French. Now, they don't make a sports car very often, but when they do, literally nobody buys it. We've had the Venturi Atlantique, and then... there was the Matra Murena, and then there was the Simca Sport. And all of them fell down the back of the sofa of history.
Yeah, but you're conveniently forgetting to mention the best of the French sports car makers.
Well, that's like saying the best of the airborne plagues. What is it?
No.
The best of the...
No, it isn't. There is one French maker that's been consistently good at making sports cars. And they've made a new one, and I've been testing it. It's called the A110, and it's made by Alpine, a French sports car firm who have a history of hitting the spot. The original A110, for example, won the World Rally Championship in 1973. And it's that car that gives the new one not only its name, but also its looks. So, what we have here is a small, pure, no-nonsense sports car aimed squarely at the Porsche Cayman and the Audi TT. Go! The A110 is, in fact, a mid-engine, rear-drive sports car designed from scratch on a clean sheet of paper. Oh no! It is like a cartoon car. It should come with those little bubbles saying, hit, pow, bam! Pow! This whole lightness and smallness thing cascades down in a sort of waterfall of pure joy. Full throttle. The body and the chassis are made entirely of aluminium, and the reason for this sports car aimed squarely at the Porsche Cayman and the Audi TT. Away! The A110 is, in fact, a mid-engine, rear-drive sports car designed from scratch on a clean sheet of paper. Here comes a really dangerous bend. This whole lightness and smallness thing cascades down in a sort of waterfall of pure joy. It is like a cartoon car. It should come with those little bubbles saying, hit, pow, bam! body and the chassis are made entirely of aluminium, and the reason for that is simple. It's lightness. And from that starting point, the Alpine engineers nerded their way through the rest of the car and shaved off every spare gram they could find.
Get a bloody move on. Get out of the way.
It's like driving a feather. Go. The seats are half the weight of the ones you'll find in any hot Renault. The handbrake is built into the main calipers, rather than being separate, saving another 2.5 kilos. Even the stereo has a bespoke, lightweight design. Ow! Go. Concentrate, look through the bend, this is quite a complicated one. But even... It's like driving a feather. Go. The seats are half the weight of the ones you'll find in any hot Renault. The handbrake is built into the main calipers, rather than being separate, saving another 2.5 kilos. Even the stereo is a bespoke, lightweight. Rubbish! Go faster. But even though the A1... It's like driving a feather. Go! The seats are half the weight of the ones you'll find in any hot Renault. The handbrake is built into the main calipers, rather than being separate, saving another 2.5 kilos. Even the stereo is a bespoke, lightweight design. But even though the A110 is built to minimalist principles, you never feel like you're in some miserable Spartan track day car.
Hurry up! So despite the ordinary engine, the looks that you're not sure about, and the high price, You liked it?
I did. I loved it, yeah.
Yes, but would you buy one?
I had.
Here we go! But now let's see how fast it goes round the Ebola drone, shall we?
Good God!
The line. Very good. Very good. Good driving. On form. Right. Right, let's see where it goes on our lap board. Will it go in the top 10? Oh dear, no it doesn't. Sorry, mate, that is dismal for a mid-engine car. It is.
Look, it isn't about things like lap times. I've told you before, he who is first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Yes, but it's 15th.
It is, yeah, it is, it is.
So?
It's the Romain Grosjean of cars, that is.
Roman who?
Grosjean.
Who's he?
He's a French racing driver, the 15th best Formula One driver in the world. In fact, you'd like him. Hurry up! It's called the Urus, and to find out if it's any good, I took the Grand Tour to Sweden, armed with some questions. Here's my first big question. If you build a car to tackle terrain like this, can it still be a proper Lambo? Well, the Urus certainly looks like a jacked-up supercar. With its swivel-eyed styling, it appears to be every inch a Lamborghini. But is it? Those turbochargers may be a little bit annoying on the road, but here they're giving with the low-down torque that I need to get up this hill. Drive carefully. For God's sake. Oh God, that looks tricky. This is the first Lamborghini to use turbocharging and the first to have an automatic gearbox. And what that combination means is there's a very slight and rather un-Lamborghini-ish gap between putting your foot down and it getting going. And when it does get going, there are no screaming histrionics.
Sure, there's a bit of popping and banging from the back. But you can't hear that inside, where everything is muted and refined.
I can see the Pope in one of these.
So, it's quiet and a bit hesitant. And it has snazzy diffs and a clever traction control system. And the biggest carbon brakes ever fitted to a road car. So it's safe as well.
Get a bloody move on.
Which means that actually, it's not that safe at all.
Go. There's no manual locking differentials. There's no low-range gearbox. All you can do is fire it up and then put the drive system into snow mode. Oh, dear me. Come on, turn. Oh, for God. That's will do.
This car, then, it sits right at the moment where excitement stops and terror begins.
That is Lambo land, that is. Shit. Here we go! What we've done is use a snowplow to create a racetrack. Let's do this.
I had a few practice laps on my own.
Go. Come on! Come on! Oh, look at that for a tiny line. It is quite scary through here. Right, onto the straight. Damage acceleration. Drive carefully. Oh God, that looks tricky. Very quick. Whoops. Get a bloody move on. Drive fast. Drive fast.
I had a few practice laps on my own.
Very quickly here. It is quite scary from here. Oh, dearie me. Oh, keep your foot in it, man. Look at that for a tiny line. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that looks tricky. That's it. Keep going, keep going. Drive carefully. Roaring up. Go, 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 go! It may not be able to get as far up a ski slope as a Range Rover, but for doing this, it's better.
But would it be good enough to get past Abby in that Porsche?
There she is. There she is. The bell has sounded. The race is on.
Now we'd find out what's what on our specially designed trend. Now we'd find out what's what on our specially designed trend.
Explain this.
Now we'd find out what's what on our specially designed trend.
To make this car, Lambo's engineers had a good run through in Volkswagen's past spec. So the engine, the 4-litre V8, is far more narrower. The rear is open air suspension.
Now we'd find out what